All right. A running stroller is definitely a big investment in your health and your baby's. So, making sure you pick the right stroller for you is definitely important. There's a lot of options out there. So, there's a lot of videos and content to go through. And I thought I would make this video to help you get a better idea of what it's like to have the Bob Revolution Flex 3.0 running stroller. With such a hefty price tag, is it worth your hard earned cash? Stick around and find out. Hello, my name is Nick. I am into minimal style running, barefoot, and then Huarache sandal style running. And actually, about 98% of my running is done with a baby and a stroller. So if you're into that kind of content, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Hopefully to do more reviews and comparisons going forward. And with that, we are just going to get right into it because there are a lot of specs and things to go over for this stroller. All right, got my cheat sheet here. So starting out, the Bob stroller stands at, or is 46 inches long, 25 inches wide, and then 45 inches high. Me, I'm 6'1", so running at that height, it's definitely comfortable. It felt a little bit top heavy, especially compared to my previous jogging stroller, but it's definitely something that you can get used to, and it is quite comfortable. It feels very nimble when going through like cities and things like that, when you're trying to weave around people or get around benches and that kind of thing. So it definitely works out. Taking turns really fast at that height, definitely I'll go up on two wheels sometimes if you take them too sharp. But other than that, it's not too bad. The stroller is an aluminum frame design and it weighs 28 pounds, which is not too bad, all things considered. It packs down when you fold it. There's a two-step process to fold it, and that those dimensions are 38 inches long by 25 wide by 16 high, and it easily fits in the back of my 2019 Honda Civic hatchback, but with little room to spare. It definitely packs down pretty small for what it is, honestly. And if you need a stroller that is can really pack down, it's very versatile. This is a good option. I will say with that 28 pounds though, it's cumbersome. Even when it's packed down as small as it can go, there aren't really good areas to grab it to. So I hang this up every time, and it's annoying. Just trying to grab it, get it up on a hook, or I could see it becoming an issue if you lived in some kind of maybe an apartment setup and you had to go up and down a lot of stairs. You're carrying a baby in one hand, you're trying to get the stroller down. Well, I'd never discourage you from going for a run with your baby. That would be difficult. So even a lighter stroller or one with easier grab handles might be a thing to consider. Moving on, just some of the extra bits here. The handle is a very dense foam material. It feels okay so far running. It's been pretty cold out here, so I haven't been sweating too much with that on some of the runs I had that were pretty rainy. So let's say light to medium rain. That handle got soaked all the way through to the point where if I squeezed it, it would start dripping. Not a big deal. It dries pretty quick, but I could definitely see this material breaking down over time already for me just hanging it up and running in the cold weather. There's some tears that are starting to happen. I'll probably just get some like bike handlebar tape to wrap around there once that gets totally chewed up. But so far it's okay, but I don't have high hopes of it lasting, as long as the rest of the stroller. The handlebar is adjustable, so I keep it up in this position. That's what's most comfortable for me, but you can definitely adjust it as needed if you're a little taller or a little shorter. As far as folding the stroller goes, there's a little strap right here to lock it down. So you do the two-step process, you lock it down, and then there's a buckle, and then you can cinch that tight. And that works really well, honestly, compared to all the other strollers. And if you've tried any, there's a lot of plastic tabs that you try and clip on. Our other stroller, I totally broke the tab that holds it together, and now it doesn't. But this is pretty sturdy the way it's set up with the buckle and pulling it tight. So I definitely like that. The brake is pretty good. I do like that a lot. When it's engaged, you know it's engaged. You can see it, which is awesome. They, I want to say they say it's like a flip flop friendly brake. I guess I can lock it easier because I run in sandals mainly. Then I can unlock it. I find it hard to get out of position with sandals on. Just my thoughts, but I'm happy to know once it's engaged, it's good, and I know the stroller's not going anywhere. Moving on, we have wheels. And check my cheat sheet here. In the rear, we have two 16-inch wheels, and then in the front, we have a 12-inch wheels, and those work really well for really any terrain. So I mean, running on sidewalks, eating up those bumps and rolling over them. If there's big cracks in the road, it does really well with that. Going over like packed down dirt, going through slush, snow, grass. So far, it's worked really well. Down on front, there's this bolt action lever that you can lock the front wheel, which is great for running at higher speeds. Originally, I never locked the front wheel. I thought it was annoying to have to tip the stroller, but I've since converted over to locking it full time for runs. You can just get a much higher speed and maintain that while running. Also, when you hit bigger bumps, you don't get the death wobble going. If you've gone really fast with any stroller that's not meant to, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that quickly locks and unlocks. I haven't any issues with that. There was one time I put a weather shield, which is an attachment for this stroller, and I accidentally knocked that. And I can't remember if I locked it or unlocked it, but not a big deal. Other than that, it'll hold, it'll stay locked or unlocked, whatever position you put it in. The wheels are filled with air, and they use Schrader valves if you're into bikes and you know what that is, which is like your typical bike. Now there's also Presto, which are skinny. That's not what this has. As far as baby comfort goes, we have this canvas on here. So far, it's been pretty durable. Again, it's been cold here, so I've mainly been running with a bunting bag, so it hasn't seen too much wear and tear, spills, and dirt yet. But if it holds up just as well as the outside does, I don't see any issues with this stroller in the long run. On the seat and on the back, there are channels, for lack of a better word, kind of like a hiking backpack. If you know, they're not flat, they always have bulges, so there's some airflow that can go through. So I think this will hold up well during the heat, which is great. Also, with this seating position, at least for my son, I feel like this has been more comfortable for his knees. Like it just bends at the right spot for him, even when he was younger. Now his legs can get over the edge, so that's worked a lot better for us. There's a 5-point harness right here that adjusts and holds really well. No problems there, so you can get it on pretty easy. It feels super secure. And then one hand just unbuckle it, which is really nice. There's 2 pockets on the inside for your baby, so some toys, snacks, drinks. Those work really well for securing all those things, just so they're not running and falling behind them while you're running. So I'd say this is good compared to the other jogging stroller. And because I jog so much, making sure my son's comfortable in this was definitely important to me because we're going to be spending so much time. And I think this stroller has worked great for that. Moving on, more baby comfort kind of things. We have a big awning here that extends all the way down. UPF 50, sun protection, a little bit of reflective material. It works great when right now it's raining, but I can feel on the inside it's not maybe a little bit damp, but it holds out the water pretty well. Lots of sun coverage, again, was another important factor for me looking for a jogging stroller. And if you want even more, Bob sells us like a sun shield, sun shade that goes over the top of that for if you need that extra protection, which I'm definitely looking at getting. On top of just having great coverage, we have this magnet closure that holds down on top. We have some mesh material as well as a clear plastic just so you can take a peek at your baby. On the back here, on the back side, there's also a little bit of mesh. So there's lots of airflow. So overall, this whole setup is definitely my favorite compared to all the strollers that I've tried so far. I feel very confident that he's covered we're out of the sun. He's going to have airflow in case I need this covered and we're going to be running, which is really nice. I can always take a peek over here, to see how he's doing and just check in. And it closes with some magnets, which is always cool. Oh, another quick note that I didn't mention about the seat is that on the back side the seat there's two pull tabs, so that you pull them to pull the seat up, and then you can pinch a different area. There's a little buckle, I'll get a close-up of this, and pull that back, and that puts the seat into a reclined position. Definitely reclines really well for those naps on the go. Also, going on to baby comfort, and one of the cool things about Bob is we have these smooth, I think they're called smooth shocks system that's on the side, the shock absorbers. I can definitely tell you that those are not a gimmick, and they definitely work. So where I run is mostly flat, mostly sidewalks, but there are some big cracks, things are broken up, or if I go over some dirt and things like that, the shocks definitely absorb. I can feel them engaging, and it seems like a much smoother ride for me holding the handlebar, running. If you're on a washboard road, your baby's still going to be shaken up. If it's super bumpy, it does well with big bumps, but the small stuff, or if you're on like a crushed gravel or that kind of thing, there's still going to be some shaking. You just can't get away from that. But overall, they work great, and I think it's definitely helpful. Lastly, we have the storage. So there's one big basket on the bottom, and then we have a couple storage pocket zippers and some mesh on the back, and then another dinky pocket up top. The basket, it's a good amount of space, but it's almost useless for your diaper bag. I haven't found a diaper bag that fits in it, so now I just have a gallon Ziploc bag. That seems to work really well. And then on the back side, those pockets, they're just so thin. They're so tight to the back of the seat that I still struggle to find anything that I can really put in there. Maybe a thin book or a couple snacks. On the elastic pockets, I can put maybe a toy or some baby shoes. And it is what it is. The top pocket up here actually rolls up out of the way so that you can get the mesh and get the airflow. So I just keep that pulled up full time right now. I can't imagine putting anything in there. So that's that. And one note that is annoying is for a jogging stroller, you think they would add a cup holder, but there's no cup holders. I ended up adding this extra little cup holder pocket, stuff to store things, which is fine. But for an athletic stroller, you think they'd have a cup holder or somewhere to hold like a water bladder or something. Maybe it's just me. Also, with the basket, another note while I'm thinking about it, having an open basket works well. It's easy to get stuff in, like the Ziploc bag I use as a diaper bag. When I've been running, when it's cold, you start out with a jacket or a vest, and you want to take that off. If you put it in there, it's going to get messy, and that's no fun. So sometimes it's a love hate on that for sure. Finally, uh, just pros, cons, who's it for, would end it. Pros, it's a heavy duty stroller. It definitely feels bomb proof, and I feel like I can throw this one around a lot more than other strollers. It's encouraged me to go run, and I feel like I get a lot more enjoyment out of running compared to my other stroller that I had. I'm more confident. I'm happy that my son seems more comfortable in this one than the other stroller. The shock absorbers combined with the materials and everything just make for a real solid ride if you're looking for that heavy duty running stroller. Cons, the storage on it to me is a big con. I wish it was a little more functional and not, it just sometimes it feels like they threw on a couple pockets just to have them and to say it had it. It is cumbersome, so if you have to pick this up and move it around or pull it in and out of cars, well, all strollers are going to be annoying. It's definitely something to consider and be prepared for mentally if you're want to stay on the path of running and some fitness there. Who is this stroller for? So there's a couple people I can think of. If you're the ultra minimalist, I'm only going to have one stroller and that is it. I think this would be a good option. It's going to work in all kinds of conditions, rain, snow, dirt, gravel. You're going to be able to run with it. You're going to be able to take it into stores, even though it is big and navigating through shops and stuff is going to be annoying. All the other versatility that this gives you, it's definitely a good option. If you're someone like me, so I started out with a used stroller I got on Facebook Marketplace, and that worked really well for quite a while. I was really happy with it, but I got to the point where it was getting really rickety and I wanted to upgrade. And then I was going to pay full price for this, but then we found it on sale at a secondhand kid shop. I got it nearly half off, which is a way good steal. I was definitely prepared to pay more for that, but I'd already committed to running. I was using the stroller I had, and I started not enjoying it as much because the stroller was so rickety. This definitely made it a lot nicer to get out and run. I'm much happier with it. Lastly, if you're someone that's already a big runner, big fitness, maybe you like rucking, maybe you like running, that kind of thing, and you already are on a strict routine, maybe you do marathons on the regular, or you do a couple miles a week, that kind of thing, and you just want to keep up on that, you might as well just get a nice stroller to begin with and keep that momentum and not fall behind and get something that doesn't work as great for you. I can see that being really useful. Who is this stroller not for? If you are not if you don't jog, or if you haven't tried it before, honestly, there's nothing wrong with going on Marketplace and just finding another brand. They're cheaper. I think I paid like $50 or less for the first one, and it lasted a very long time. If you do a run, do a mile once a week kind of a thing, honestly, this is way overkill. But if you're going to be doing a lot of running, you're going to do a lot of maybe trails, packed dirt, that kind of thing, where you need this rugged kind of stroller, I could see that being more useful for you. In general, overall, would I recommend this? Absolutely. Honestly, this has been a fantastic stroller, really fun to use. Um, Even though that price is up there, I think it's definitely worth it. I know I was prepared to pay full price, and if that's the one inhibitory factor, I think saving up or just looking for some kind of sale or a deal definitely would be worth it if that's the one thing that you're waiting on. Um, Definitely very happy with it, and I think you will be too when you go out on all those big runs. So, with that, that's all I have on this stroller. I think I touched on everything here. So, if you are interested in more stroller videos, or if you're, I guess to let you know, I have the Weather Shield, which I wanted to do a review of, and maybe it would be cool to hit up some of the other baby jogger companies just to do comparisons head to head. If you're interested in running in sandals, that kind of thing, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell for the notifications, and let me know. I think it would be definitely cool. And go ahead and let me know, have you tried the Bob? Have you tried some of the other brands? What have you liked, disliked? I'm very curious to see if other people like this as much as I have, or if they think there's another stroller that's better. And with that, that's all I have. Thank you for sticking around and watching. I hope you found this helpful and that you'll be able to make a better decision for yourself and your baby. And hopefully I'll see you out on the trails. Bye.